Once upon a time, I had a cat and a house and a life in another city. But sometimes life doesn't pan out exactly the way you thought it was going to. But that's all right. Life goes on. What is meant to be will be. We packed up our stuff and we said goodbye to that city. And me and my beautiful daughter are starting a new life. Just give me a second here. Let me get a better view. There we go. That's better. What's up, folks? Today is the day, holy it is hot and sunny out here, that I'm going to start working on this beast right here. Now, some of you guys would have saw this in Josh's vlog. It could be better, but it could also be much worse. So let's take a look around. Here is the main source of damage. This is where there used to be a corner jack, just like this. When I was on the way to picking the truck up, the person who sold it to me messaged and said she accidentally drove away with the jack down because the jack had leaked fluid and she didn't know it. It wasn't so bad when we got there. You would have seen that in Josh's vlog, but it came apart. So anyways, there's that. Moving on, this little piece of trim started to come down. And if we look up inside here, we can see that that plywood is not great. But we'll see. Hopefully that damage doesn't go too far up the side here. Overall, if it wasn't for that, I mean, it's in pretty good shape. A bit of damage here. And that's from, it's hard to really tell, but attempts were made to keep the water out of here and silicone it, so I do appreciate that. I like this nice big window across the front here. We have our electrical, comes with a wasp nest. I do kind of like this. Let's go inside. Okay, let's go in. It's probably hotter than the hubs of somewhere hot in here. Here's the jack that ripped off. So we come in. It's a pretty big camper for a truck camper. There's my Crocs. I did spend one night sleeping in here when Melody was here. The bed is actually pretty comfortable. So we've got our stove, sink, back up, fridge. I do really like these doors. Got some serious 70s vibes to them. There's also storage in this trailer, which is nice. There's that. There's little drawers. Storage up there. Nice big pantry or closet over here. And then I really like that these uppers aren't super low and bulky. I do not want to put a ton of time and money into this. I want to sell it and use the funds that I hopefully get from selling this to put into the truck. The truck's going to definitely take some time and money, and I don't want to put a bunch of money out of my pocket into that truck right now. I want to buy a house or a condo. But I want to get working on the truck because I plan on, once it's in better shape, I want to drive it, I want to use it and enjoy it. So hopefully the damage is limited to the lower third, we're gonna say. If I have to take off all the siding at this height all the way around and repair that plywood, I don't think that'll be too crazy bad. Shall we begin? The furnace and stove and whatnot. Now I do know that there's a propane tank in here. Okay, actually there's not one, but deuce tanks in here. And this one, at least, is freaking heavy, so that means it's definitely got some propane in it. RRF, rear, front. Okay, let's go for it. Smells like propane. try a different one. The way the flame is flickering makes me feel like something is coming out of there, but it's not lighting. You can hear it, and you can smell it. Well, I guess we got one more burner to try. That kind of poofed. Hey! We have propane to that burner. And that burner. And that burner. Winning! I bet you it was just kind of air in the lines that needed to come out. Oh my god, it's so hot out that just that heat that fast is like, whoo! I don't know, let's turn it on low. And then quickly there, underwear. There. There we go, she's alive. The oven works as well. This thing looks like it has had very little use over the years. No. No. Could be that the lights are burnt out. But could every single light in the trailer be burnt out? Or something else. I did see a breaker box in here. Oh, those are all down. General purpose, appliance, general purpose. Okay. General purpose. On. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but some things are humming. We have this inverter. All the plumbing in here looks relatively clean and good. I mean, for a 45-year-old trailer anyways. Oh, except for that. So that is the hot water tank. And that obviously has no lines going into it, so somebody would have to fix that up. Oh, and I'm guessing that's where they connect to. You guys probably can't see that very well, but so I will look into that, because if that's all I got to do, then I will do that, because that will bring more value to it if that's working. Let's try this again. No. Son of a... Is there a main switch somewhere? Is every single light burnt out? I've not tried this one yet. The lovely commode. Damn it. What is that? Is that a cigarette lighter? That one. I don't know what that is. There's an exhaust fan. Okay. Nothing has power. Not every single thing can't be burnt out. Okay. Now what? This bulb looks okay. So, see, this says converter and battery. I wouldn't have to flip that switch, would I? Hey! 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 Oh! Alright, that's what it was. I do kind of like this camper, so we'll see. wrap for today. It was moderately successful. I was really hoping that this damage here stopped here, but it doesn't. So I'm gonna have to take this whole piece off, this back wall, to deal with this rotten situation. But coming around this side is not nearly as bad. There's a little bit of soft spot kind of right here, but feeling up inside here, like on the other side, when I stuck my hand up inside of the wheel wells and stuff, like you could just feel mush. And on this side, it feels solid. So if I just pull this bottom piece of trim off, I may have to pull 1, 2, 3 pieces of siding, but that's not nearly as much as the other side. If that's all it is on this side, this piece here, I'm pretty sure I can just pull all the screws and then hopefully just flip it up, because I don't want to have to redo all the electrical for those lights. There'll be that one, but it'll be the same as that, which wasn't too bad. This is actually my first time even looking at the roof of this thing. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Actually, it looks pretty good. That's one nice thing about the old fiberglass bodies, is that I guess they can or cannot be in good shape. Looks like we need to fix up some seals. That one needs to be replaced. That's a vent for the plumbing. Another vent for plumbing. But overall, it looks like it's in pretty good shape. All right. Oh yeah, that actually may be all I need to do. Good news on the good news front. The damage appears to only go to here with this rot, so I'll be able to just get a little oscillating saw and cut that off. I didn't have to take off any more siding. I'll be able to just kind of bend that back as I need to. I do need to not decide, there's nothing to decide. This needs to be repaired, obviously. I may have to take off this tank, which kind of sucks, but because I need to slide a new piece of 2x2 in there. This is the first time Josh is seeing it since I
took off the siding.
Started taking it all apart. He was at an art show yesterday. So, could be better, could be worse.
It could definitely be worse. It's actually not that bad, because the rot, it probably just leaked somewhere up there, came down here and just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, nicely it stops right there.
Oh yeah.
So I can cut it off
there.
right
where the framing is.
Yeah, I don't have to take out windows or any of that crap.
That's good.
I was able to, so this is the pieces from this side.
Oh yeah.
So all the tin I'll be able to reuse. This I'll use as a template to just rebuild this out of solid plywood. Not nearly as bad on this side. But that's why I had to cut out the toilet and stuff. I'm not going to put that little sink back in. I feel like there doesn't need to be a sink in there.
No, just turn on the shower.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Obviously so this piece is going to come off.
Yeah.
And oh, and this actually isn't as bad as you first feared.
No, not nearly as bad on this side.
Man, it is super wet though, so that would have not been. That would have not been good.
This little corner post is completely rotten. You can see at some point somebody put some drywall anchors of some kind in there, thinking maybe that would help. But
oh, that was just to hold this though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of
I was
screws
like, oh wow,
in there.
that sure is soft.
But again, that piece stops right there, so I can just dig that little piece out without having to go crazy.
Lots of wasps.
The carcasses.
Yeah.
There's a lot, yeah.
Dang, son.
It's their little tomb.
Yeah. That was right there because of this nest here. They just all plopped out. That's just tiny. They barely even got started with that.
Just got in because that was a little electrical access door, so there was a hole.
Oh,
Anyways.
right. I remember opening that.
Not terrible.
I mean,
like this corner, this one isn't rotten.
it's not rotten at all.
So that's good. The stove works. The stove and burners work. I checked that out yesterday.
That's good. What about the fridge?
I fired it with the propane and like it lit and shit was happening, but it never got cold.
Oh, maybe it needs something.
So I want to try it on AC, like just on power.
Yeah.
And if it works on power, then I'll call it good, and that's what I'll tell whoever buys it.
Yeah.
Like fridge works. This is where it all kind of started. This is where that corner jack got ripped off. I don't think that it had just happened based on how rotten this is. I think that ripped off a while ago, and that's what all this is from. So, well, it is what it is.
Oh, there's a wasp in there. Oh, no, it's a bee. Shit, I have to get him out. He needs like some sugar water or something. Do you have any?
I have sugar and I have water.
Do you have something to heat it?
And I have a little dentist cup we can feed him in.
Oh yeah. Wait, where is that? Right here.
There we go.
For muscular dystrophy. They're going to be on site June 3rd.
Buddy.
You can find the crew in
he's drinking it. Dude, he's totally drinking it.
Every little bit counts.
His tongue is out.
Sure when you spot them there that you make.
I think we may have saved his life. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there he
Look
goes.
at his tongue.
Whoa! What the heck, dude? What the heck?
Like a cat.
Yo, I've never seen that before.
His little, you can see him kind of breathing almost, it seems like.
Yeah. But his tongue, tongue is sticking out still. I wonder, I mean, I'm not a bee expert by any means, but I'm pretty sure, like, no animal just hangs out with their tongue out for, this long.
Doesn't seem too concerned about us. He's still in the water.
Yeah, a little bit. That's kind of what stuck to him. Should I try to move him a little bit more? Oh, he's moving his legs.
Twitching. I think he's gaining energy here.
Catching his breath. I mean, he clearly was liking that.
But he's starting to get some movement back in his legs.
Dude, his head is moving. Sucking the tongue. Man, I really hope we didn't F him up.
Well,
okay.
He was effed as it was, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the most movement he's had so far, and it's been like, how long do you think?
What time is it? It was 5:20 when we...
It's 5:32, so it's been 12 minutes. Come on, bro. Just Googling earlier, it said that if the tongue is sticking out like this, it's a sign it's been poisoned. But, like, sugar water should be safe. Well, if you look, there's like actually 3 or 4 parts to the tongue. And he's moving. Oh, his tongue's going in. For a second, I was like, oh, I think that's it. I think he's done. But no, now he's breathing in his butt.
His tongue is still... Oh, it's like tucked underneath.
Oh, yeah, it's tucked underneath, isn't it?
Oh, there he's... Oh. But
well,
that might just be something that he's doing. There, it's tucked in now.
Yeah.
His tongue was coming from like a weird spot, I think.
He's like this. He's walking. He's walking. He's walking. There, now he's pretty agile, but his leg is still...
His little antennae are going on.
Yeah, they're going around, right? Dude, he's doing good, I think. I want to see what happens if we put him on the dandelion. Yo, look at that little grasshopper. It's the tiniest freaking grasshopper ever. Spring. Let's see if we can get you on here, pal. Oh, tongue's out. Tongue's out. This might have been better than the sugar water all along. This dandelion's starting to close, though. I wonder if the smoke is screwing with them.
Probably not helping. Should we take him over to like a flower on your deck or something?
Yeah, a better flower than a dandelion. Oh,
well, he seems to
oh no, he's going for it. He's crawling onto it. It's almost completely off my hand. There he goes. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, he's taking the nectar or whatever out of there. Look at him, like, move around way better now.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably just needed a rest. I don't know why I thought it would be like an instant Red Bull gives you wings sort of situation.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think that was pretty cool. Apparently, bees have big, long, weird tongues and drink sugar water like cats. Learn something new every day. Was also productive, I guess. Got this framing mostly redone. Now, if you're thinking, Landon, that looks a little scabby, you're not totally wrong. I didn't really take any reference measurements, which I should have. And these old trailers were built not exactly to perfection. Also, this thing is 45 years old and it's been going down the road and things have shifted and I can't rebuild the whole thing. I mean, I could, but I really don't want to, and it's really not necessary in this instance.
But I did make sure to replace all of the rotten subfloor, framing, and paneling that I found as I was going, which was more than I really expected or wanted to do, but hey, that's okay. I have the skills and the technology, and I'm confident that this trailer will be solid for another 40 years. And I mean, that would be 80 years of a lifespan of this trailer. I mean, that is good. Those bolts were a pain in the butt. I did have to take the tank off. Yeah, that's that.
There he goes. Where? Oh, there he is. That's some very bad camera work, but he's gonna land on that. Okay, maybe not. There he goes on a dandelion.
Was he hurt?
He was exhausted or something.
So smoky today. I had been amazed that there was basically no smoke here, with the fires raging not too terribly far away. But we had a north wind all last night, and it is smoky here today. It's hard to really capture, but
forever is the strangest thing. It's shorter than you think. No think.